What's up, YouTube? Amateur artist Mart D. Chandler here at ManLand once again. I decided I'd give you a really quick video, again featuring the HoboStove. This is the same can that I started with and have been using ever since. I'm going to show you not necessarily a recipe, but a very quick, at least how I do it, showing the versatility of the HoboStove. Not only for an emergency situation, but just because it's just darn fun to do. The HoboStove, of course, I think basically was invented by hobos who needed a way to cook, a very cheap way of cooking, a very improvised way of cooking. And what I have it here right now is just some pine straw, a few leaves that I gathered stuck down in there, and I'm adding some smaller twigs as tinder. And before I get into anything else, this video is not the only video that I've done. I have several videos where I've cooked many a meal on this HoboStove. I just haven't edited them and put them up on YouTube yet. This is not a recipe by any means. This is something that I personally like to eat, so I'm going to do it and have it recorded. I did this one chicken gizzards and french fries one time before. I did it at nighttime on the front porch there at the house, and I decided to do it again while I still had daylight. This is one of those days that I just happened to have some free time to myself without any kids around. So without further ado, we're going to light this thing. And no fire starters, no survival gadgets. I mean, if you go through all the trouble of having one of those fire starters or strikers or flints or steels or whatever, that's the cheapest thing you can get. Keep that in your kit, okay? Now when this runs out, you might want to use your fire starter as a backup if you happen to have it in a situation where you need it. I just happen to have several hundred lighters because unfortunately I am a smoker. I kind of think that I'll be able to start a fire quicker than the non-smokers. just jesting here. Please don't want anybody leave me any bad comments. I'm going to go ahead and start this up. Of course, now it's time for an advertisement. Miller Lite, not just a beer, it's refreshing. And you can save the can, turn it into a stove or a cook pot. Right now, I just want to enjoy what's in it. Okay. I don't know if I showed this in any other video, but this happens to be just a cheap pot that you can buy at the dollar store, and I bought a package of 3, this being the largest, which I thought at the time was a pretty good deal, $6 for the 3. The only thing bad about it is that the lids did not come with it. It was in the reduced for quick sale section. It is originally pink. Sorry about that, you know, not really one of my manly colors, but need to add oil to it. So now just that little bit of time on there, can you see that? It set it up just that quick. You can see where my improvised pot stand was sitting. So cooking with wood, unless you have built yourself a wood gasifier stove, will smut. The wood gasifier is the next item on my list to build. So without further ado, let's get this cooking started. We got some cooking oil. Not cheap. Not cheap at all. Now I've got a pretty good flame going here, and I'm going to, well, do the french fries first. French fries. They're frozen. Oh yeah, they're sizzling. I know I don't have the camera set right for you to see what's going on as far as cooking. I'm going to go ahead and cook this entire. I only put enough in here for me. That's all. Here's another little interesting item. This is a cookie spatula for $1 at the store where I work. I use it for everything. Its design and shape fits the pot. It's lightweight to carry around. And another thing, I like cheap stuff. And I like to use things for which they were not intended. Like I say, this is a cookie spatula, not an actual burger flipper. I was not about to get out my knife, axe, and start chopping wood. The idea behind this is to do this as simply as possible, and you find the pieces already on the ground, dried out, ready to go. You just have to break them to certain sizes to make sure that they fit. I'm putting the larger pieces in there now, and that's going to give me a good subtle way to keep things going here. Now this pot has a non-stick coating inside of it. That non-stick coating will not last long when you use something metal. This particular spatula has a very sharp edge, almost like a knife. And I know what you're saying. Why doesn't he use something that doesn't scratch, like one of those plastic deals? I just happened to pick this up. I mean, who really cares at this point? I bought this basically for $2, so I can sit here and do what I want to with it without the wife complaining. That's the advantage of ManLand. I would like to take this time to show you a particular product that we sell at our store. This is called Andy's. This is Andy's chicken bread, and this happens to be the mild version. And this particular package is a 7-ounce package. I'll try to show that on camera 2 there. Now, what's special about this package? 7 ounces for $1. $1 at where I work. I'm not going to say that's a great value, but I happen to know that this particular product is a very good product, very tasty. Now this particular breading, I'm not sure, this is my first time trying this, but I bought the fish seasoning, which was out of this world good, and I used it on gizzards before, but this time I want to try the breading on the gizzards. See, I added those larger pieces of tender to the HoboStove, and they're holding a very, very nice flame. I don't see if camera 2 can get that better. Now, I know a lot of you guys, when you're backpacking, you don't like pots and pans or things of that nature that have handles on them, because, to be honest, they are very encumbersome to be able to pack up and store. This one I can remove the handle on. It has one screw that holds the thing together, and taking a multi-tool or something, put it back on if I need to. So if you've got a pot, pan, whatever that has a handle that is removable and you want to backpack it, this thing will still work. But I'm not into camping and backpacking or ultra backpacking. I'm all about sitting outside and cooking, and I like to cook on things other than just a barbecue grill. I like the HoboStove. This is neat. This is like taking your actual stove outside, except It's a wood stove. It's a coffee can. A coffee can, of all things. That's what's neat about it. Save your containers. This happens to be a trapeze jalapeno container made out of glass with a metal top. See if I can get that in there. What I have in here right now is paper towel. Paper towel, just a piece to get out here and do what I'm going to do. And as you know, containers have uses for anything. I don't use this just for paper towels. I use this for whatever. And today, I'm going to take my breading and put in here, along with a few pieces of chicken gizzards at a time, and use that to bread it up good and pop it in the grease. And it's getting very difficult to find glass or glass products now, because everything's going plastic. It's either plastic jars or plastic bags or something that's foil lined or whatever. And it's getting hard to find cans. It's getting difficult to find cans that don't have that plastic lining in them. And you know what? These dudes right here are just about ready. I'm going to go ahead and get these out. Windy day today. See how the spatula gets them fries out? Now real quickly, I want to take this Andes. Place it inside this container. Take my Gizzards. This happens to be $2.72 for the package. It's 1.61 pounds, and it is $1.69 a pound, which that is a ripoff. And yes, at the store that I work, these are going to be good. Normally, I would tell you to wash these off before you do this. I didn't. So whatever happens to be on them, the stuff that I don't want, the flame's going pretty good. So I'm just going to cook a few of these at a time, and I'm going to enjoy this as I cook, just like this French fry. Not bad. These are not seasoned. Excuse me while I turn this camera back on. Camera 2 is now operating again. Putting the oil back on the trapeze jalapeno jar. Shake and fry. Now, they've all been evenly coated. Oop, losing wood. What's nice about a hobo stove is that the hobo stove, with enough air vents in there, can run on a totally windless day, but actually is helped a lot more during a windy day. Alcohol stoves, you don't want wind. You don't want air currents. You don't want anything blowing. But with a hobo stove, it can handle it. It can burn windless, and it can burn with the wind blowing. Especially if you have the holes, enough holes in there for air. Wind gusts with a hobo stove is not a problem. They are, however, a problem with my improvised camera stand, camera number 2. Can you smell that? That smells good. You know where that's from, don't you? Barbecue Pit Boys, that's right. Check out their channel. Oh, yeah. Take a pause for the cause. Okay, before I get any further, and this is basically the end product, I've been sitting here eating these things, and I wanted to give you guys a good look. Chicken gizzards and french fries. Cooked on the hobo stove. I've got more going now, and I have to admit, that phone will not stop. They want me to come into work. Uh, I've been eating this stuff as I cook, because I'm going to be out here all day. And these are delicious. That breading is fine. But it's well seasoned. You don't have to add anything to it. No salt, pepper. You might get you some hot sauce, which is what I'm going to do. But for now, thanks for joining me. This is Mart D. Chandler, the amateur artist for ManLand. And appreciate you stopping by. All right, bye-bye. You're still frying in the background. Making me hungry.